Hey guys, it's Bryony. Welcome to my period talk June 2016. If you're wondering why I have a microphone on me, I have a lovely film crew here actually shooting me while I do this video, which is hopefully going to be a documentary that I'll be able to point you to soon. But today I'm just going to talk about what happened in this period that I had recently, just symptoms that I noticed, that sort of thing. So let's get into it. So the main thing that I noticed this cycle when it came to my period was I had really painful bowels. When I was going to the toilet, like even before I went, I could feel like this sharp stabbing pain right like around where my cervix is, and I just had to like run and hunched over to get to the toilet just because it was so painful. And that was why I actually discovered this month that squatting, because this was happening a few days before my period even started actually. And I knew when I got my period that was obviously going to get worse, it was going to feel awful. So I was like hunched over and like running to the bathroom, and I discovered that sitting, like standing almost, but squatting on the toilet really helped me this month with that. So if any of you have that sort of like problem with your bowels getting really painful or you get sharp pain, try that because it can really help. Some people are always talking about squatty potty in the comments. It doesn't work for me to like put my feet up on something. I've discovered I have to actually physically squat and like look like I'm giving birth basically, you know, legs out and everything when I am doing that. The period pain itself wasn't too bad. I'd say the worst pain of the whole month was that kind of bowel movement pain. And whenever I get my period, my bowels are always messed up by it. I either go really constipated or I get really loose stools. So this month it was constipation, and that was probably the worst pain of it all. I did have period pain, and I did have one episode, I think it was on the second day of my period actually, where it was kind of continuously going. Fortunately, before I went to the toilet, it happened after I got to the toilet and the pain just kind of kept going. Fortunately, I'd taken ibuprofen before that, so that sort of started to kick in, and I just went to the toilet like I usually would, and then I ran a bath, put some Epsom salts in there, and just went and relaxed 20 minutes, and by the time I came out, it was starting to die down, so that really helped me this month. Something else I noticed was that the ibuprofen, I think, was making me really gassy. Like by the first and second day were alright, but by the third and fourth day, after I'd been taking it for a couple of days non-stop, well not non-stop, you know, had been taking it for a few days by that point, I noticed that my like intestines were just, and my stomach would gurgle quite a lot, and my intestines were just really like gassy, like I was constantly feeling bloated and stuff. And I think that must have been the ibuprofen, because I can't think what else would have triggered that, because I don't get that any other time in the month, and it wasn't when the period pain was really bad or when I was really heavy. It was towards the end of my period, and I think I do get that usually, but I haven't remembered to write it down. I actually this month made a real effort to try and note things down as they were going on, so that's what I did with that. The first day of my period, I was really tired. That's something I noticed this month particularly. I was really tired and nauseous. The nausea wasn't too bad, and I think it was actually mainly triggered by the fact that I took paracetamol once in a day, and the horrible thing for me about paracetamol is when I take it, I can like, I don't know if you guys get this, but I can smell it. It's like in my nose. It's just awful, and you can just feel it there, and it's horrible. So I was like drinking, it doesn't matter how much you drink or what you eat, it still stays in your nose. That's what I hate about paracetamol and why I try to avoid it. But I didn't have to take a Codamol this month, so I was very pleased about that, because I hate that drug. That always makes me go really loopy and out of it, and again the smell thing's got paracetamol mixed in with the codeine, and I don't like codeine, it's such a strong drug, but I was able to avoid it this month because the pain wasn't too bad. But the nausea I just solved by taking a Travella, which is like a natural morning sickness drug. Well, it's not for morning sickness, it's the travel sickness, that's what it is, but it's safe for pregnant women as well, so I think it's like a really good thing to take because it's natural, no chemicals, that kind of stuff, and it definitely works. I think it's like my lifesaver for nausea. But I wasn't horrifically nauseous, it was just kind of like lingering on the, like I was aware it was there, but it wasn't stopping me from doing things. I wasn't going, oh, I feel like I'm gonna be sick. It was just, that doesn't feel too good. The other thing I noticed was that I didn't bleed very much at all this month. Like even on my heaviest day, none of my pads were soaked through. I would sometimes think, oh my goodness, I've worn this pad for like 5 hours, I must need to change it by now. And I'd go, and there would be like a significant amount of blood there, but it wouldn't be anywhere close to actually like leaking through. So that was really positive. And then the final thing I really jotted down on here was that on the third day of my period, I usually do cramp quite, not very badly, but enough I need to take ibuprofen. And this month when I had my third day, it was actually crampy, but I didn't have to take any ibuprofen for it. Like, I stopped after the second day, so that was really, really positive. So I didn't have to take anything the third day. It was there, but I cycled to my physio appointment I had for my foot and back, and I didn't really have any issues with that. So it was really nice to be able to free up more of my days and not have to be so concerned with taking any kind of medication. Apart from that though, I think the cycle was pretty normal. I actually was looking after Ube the first day of my period, so I was able to cope with him fine, and that was alright. But thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you found this useful. If you're interested in the reusable mattress products that I use, check them out on my website down below. Please subscribe, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.